Well, it is International Women's Day and events are being held across Australia and around the world to celebrate the achievements of women and, more importantly, acknowledge the many challenges women face on a daily basis. Just a short time ago, I spoke to Sex Discrimination Commissioner Elizabeth Broderick, and I began by asking that since this is the 101st International Women's Day, wouldn't it be reasonable to hope that in the future there wouldn't be a need for such a day?
You would hope that we wouldn't need a day like this, but no, we absolutely still do. I mean, I think we have made progress, and particularly over the last 100 years, but there's still so much else to do. So that's why I think the day is an important day to look back, to reflect on where we've come, but also to start to plan ideas for the future.
It seems that every organisation has released a media release to do with International Women's Day, and it would be easy to overlook the important issues. So what are the real issues facing Australian women in 2012?
I think the real priorities are a number of things. Firstly, I think economic independence for women. I mean, I say to my daughter every morning, repeat after mum, a man is not a financial plan, that we need our own money, we need our own economic power. And I think that's important because that gives women choices. And it also, around economic power, I think women entering retirement, the fact is they have half the retirement savings of men. And when you look at why that is, it's usually because they've left paid work earlier on in their life to move into a caring role, and they pay a huge financial penalty because of that. So I think that area of economic empowerment, very important. The area of domestic violence, making people aware that domestic violence is happening right here in Australia, is important. And maybe the third priority that I would see is around the number of women at decision-making level across our country. It's still very low, and we need women's voices involved in all the decisions that are made in Australia. And I think to marginalise 50% of a talent largely on the basis of gender is not a smart idea. So that's another area that needs focus.
You were at an event in Sydney this morning which saw the launch of a national action plan for women by the Minister for the Status of Women. Given what you've just said then, how important is that plan?
It's a very important plan. I mean, Australia now has a good plan about incorporating women's voices into peace negotiations, but also in terms of conflict, not just here in Australia, but looking internationally. And I think to recognise that women want to be at those negotiating tables, not just as a voice, but helping shape those agendas and shape the table, that's important. And Australia took a step forward on that today.
Elizabeth Broderick, thank you very much for speaking to Sky News Day.
Thank you very much, Celina.